Hello, lovely people. Welcome to our tarot reading for the week of the 30th of December. This is our last tarot reading of this year of 2004. And I hope you're looking forward to seeing what this last reading of the year has in store for us. Let us have a look and see, shall we? Right. Okay. Oh, there's a good start. We have the Sun. And we have the Two of Pentacles. And we have the Ten of Cups. So, all in all, we have a pretty good start here to our reading. We have one major arcana card, which is the Sun, which is also considered to be the best card in the deck. So that's a really good start. We have the Two of Pentacles, which is very much about flexibility. And then we have the Ten of Cups, which is very much about gratitude. So I think this looks like a very interesting read for our last tarot read of this year. I think it's also quite interesting that we have the Ten of Cups at the end of this reading, because tens are, also known to be a number of completion. And for there to be completion, what follows completion then is a new start. And in this case, I would say a new year. So let's get going. We have the Sun here, which signifies success and optimism, and everything generally working out as it should, as it's meant to. So the Sun is very much about life. It's about vitality, and it's about light. Every single day the sun rises, and this means that every day there's a new opportunity to feel grateful for existing, for instance, a new opportunity for making good choices, and also a new opportunity every day to celebrate living. So it's it's a lovely, lovely card, this. And if you look at the imagery of the card, it's very vibrant, it's very joyous. You have the little sun baby here that's riding on the horse, and this represents the dawn. It represents innocence and joy and positivity returning to your world. So the child here reminds you to kind of look at the magic of existence, and to look at it with wonder, and not as, say, like not looking at every day as a problem that needs to be solved, but just to look at every day with wonder. See, and it kind of reminds you as well that you just don't need to be in control of everything. Now the horse here horses symbolize assistance, and horses symbolize that the help that you need, it will come when you need it. And it often will appear at times when it may not seem possible. So like right now, if there's some issue going down, and it may, it just may seem completely unsolvable. And but this horse here is the symbol of assistance, and it's telling you that solutions to the impossible will find their way to you every time. And of course, they don't find their way to you until you need them. So, it's not something that you can even necessarily predict. And so when you see this card, and if you don't believe that kind of message, then kind of, I would say, look back on all of those times when you have found yourself in situations that seemed impossible, and how assistance always found its way to you in some form or other. It's absolutely true that the sun is always up there. It's always blessing us with life. even when it's hiding behind the clouds. So, you know, it's like saying that life will return even after your darkest moments. And we know that. We know that because we've all had our very, very dark moments, and the light has always returned after. Maybe with a whole different perspective, but the light does return. So this is a really beautiful, positive card, and it can sometimes appear, you know, when perhaps there is a situation going on and it just seems insolvable, and so you do need to surrender to it, because or surrender to it in terms of asking for assistance, you know, so because you just can't resolve whatever it is alone. So do look to the symbol of the horse. It's like a magical assistance will find its way to you, and you know, if you choose to step up into the light, because of course, like everything else, you can, if you choose not to see things, then you won't see them. So you do have to choose to open your eyes. You do have to choose to open yourself up to, you know, stepping into that light. And this is what the sun is doing here. The sun is arriving to tell you to lighten up, maybe to stop being so negative, because you don't need to. There is, you know, it's a fabulous card. And it is saying that everything is right in your world. And even if it may not seem so right now, it is right now. You just maybe can't see it at the moment. And so it's a reminder to look at your possibilities, and it's a reminder to look at your possibilities with kind of like magical eyes, you know, to sort of like when I say magical eyes, I kind of mean like through the eyes of a child, you know, that the way they have this wonder and excitement and promise, and it is all there in their eyes. It's beautiful to see. I see it so much in my grandchildren, you know, this excitement that they have for life, and I just love it. So this card is telling you that there is really so much good stuff ahead for you. And you know, you need to believe this. And do you believe it? And if you don't believe it, then this card is telling you that it's time you started, because positivity is a choice. So don't dull your enthusiasm, you know, to get acceptance from people who are kind of sarcastic and unbelievers or disbelievers, if you like. You know, so Debbie Downers. And, you know, sometimes that can just seem like the cool way to be. I know sometimes I can get laughed at if you know, and ridiculed is probably a little bit of a strong word, but definitely sometimes laughed at, because I might have an optimistic perception of something that's going on that others see in a very different light. And but I must say I'm very happy with the way that I do view life, and it works for me. Now let's move on to the Two of Pentacles here. So here, this card is very much about flexibility. And the twos are in the tarot, they do represent sort of choices and decisions that need to be made. And this Two of Pentacles is very much about juggling. And it's juggling unexpected events. Now, those events they're neither good nor bad, but they're unpredictable. And this whole affinity symbol that you see here, well, this tells us that life, excuse me, does not always go according to plan, which of course we all know that, don't we? And this juggler is a survivor because he's flexible and adaptable. And this is what this card is all about in this reading. It's reminding us that life doesn't go according to plan. it is very important for us to remain flexible and adaptable. And this is sort of symbolized here by the boats, as you could see in these very tumultuous waters, and they're remaining afloat. So they're going with the flow. They're just going up and down and up and down. And the Two of Pentacles, it reminds us not to fight the waves, not to fight those waves that life hurls at us. Now, this reminds me a little bit of when I'm sailing, and I don't mean sailing on a big fancy yacht. I mean sailing on a ferry, maybe, And I'm not the biggest, I'm not the best sailor, so I can get seasick. And what I've discovered is that if I sit down and try and fight the movement of the boat, then that is when I'm going to feel very, very nauseous and possibly eventually throw up. And what I've discovered is that if I lie down and I just allow my body to go with that movement of the boat goes, the way it's riding the waves up and down and up and down. And if I just allow my body to kind of just go with that and not try and fight it in any way, then I feel perfectly fine. Absolutely, I'm even enjoying the movement. So this is what this card a little bit is reminding me of. So, don't try and fight the waves, just go with them. Float above them. And really and truly know that there are always going to be waves, and therefore you don't need to take them personally. It is just part of our passage through our lives that there will be waves. And the trick really is not to take them personally. So instead of asking yourself, why is this happening to me, or why does this always happen to me, then, kind of just use this situation and be thankful for, be thankful for that sort of valuable opportunity that situation is giving you to enable you to learn to be flexible. And of course, that too is a choice, isn't it? To be flexible or not to be flexible. But the thing is, you just can't control what goes on in your life. And at least you can't control everything that goes on in your life. So in a way, this card is a little bit like, it sort of has the same sort of symbolism as, say, the Magician, which is the Major Arcana card. And the Magician is another juggler, and with an affinity symbol. And then you have also the other Major Arcana card is the Wheel of Fortune. And that's very much about the ups and downs of life and having to learn to kind of go with the flow. Because with the Wheel of Fortune, that's very unpredictable as well. And so, there are these connections too. But it is about being in control of your response to the unpredictable motions of life. So whereas you might not be able to control certain things that are going on in your life, you have the choice to control your response. Well, you are in control of your response, and you have a choice as to how you do that. And if you look at this sort of tall hat that this juggler has, this symbolizes that he is stretching his mind to transcend his struggles and to transcend them, through humor and wisdom, because this is quite a joyful juggler. And it's also, it's certainly not negative, because this stretching is very much about stretching his mind to align with a higher perspective. So it's to kind of like to let spirit come in and guide you. So, ride the waves instead of fighting them. That's what this card is all about. Now, it can also be very much about the Two of Pentacles can indicate a juggling of finances. and it can suggest, say, financial and practical decisions that need to be made. So that could be like a choice about what's affordable or financially wide. Maybe put some money aside every month for, for future needs. Because one of the things, a little reminder here about Pentacles is that Pentacles are people who plan ahead for a comfortable future. And so, that certainly needs to be taken into consideration as well. So I'm certainly looking at financial kind of situations here too. Now, if we go on then to the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Cups is very much about gratitude. It represents gratitude. And, you can only feel gratitude when your eyes are open. And your eyes can really only be open when you use this stretching of your mind and to transcend your issues. And when you open your eyes, that's when you see the magic of your life at work. You don't see that when your life is on autopilot. You don't see that when you're stressed or anxious. So the 10 of Cups here, it signifies emotional completion, where you feel a sense of belonging in a community or a family. And it represents being amongst your tribe. So that would be a supportive spiritual group that you have around you, where each person is appreciated for their contributions. And when that happens, people are being seen and they're being valued by others, and then that encourages people to do their best. So this network can be a real source of strength also when you're facing obstacles, when things are not going so well, when things are downright shit really, then it is really important that you have this tribe of people around you. And then you have the symbolism here of the rainbows, and the rainbows are messengers of spirit. And this message is about showing gratitude for life. And to show that gratitude for life as it is in that moment, because if you can show gratitude, that's going to attract even more good luck and miracles. And we're looking at a really happy, positive card here. So choose to see the magic weaving through your life. And to do this, you may need to step out of your routine. And because it's when you're in a routine, that is kind of when you go on autopilot. So when this card appears, it's telling you it's time to open your heart to those that you love the most, and to give them a hug and to tell them how important they are. It's about acknowledging all the love that's around you and to do something to increase that. So it may be time to expose yourself to experiences that, break up the status quo. So if you've been experiencing, say, tunnel vision, it's time to step up and step out of your routine. So brighten up your environment, declutter, rearrange the furniture, do whatever it is you need to do that is just going to, take you out of your comfort zone, take you out of your routine. And, just going back here now to the sun, when the sun appears, it's telling you that you're on the right path. Whatever it is you're doing, you're on the right path, and your efforts will be rewarded. This is such a positive a trio of cards that have come up for this last week of, the last half week, 2 3 days, 2 days really, isn't it, of December. And this is the beginning of the new year, because as I've said, the 10s are about completion, and what comes after completion but the start of something. So here you have the 2 of Pentacles, and it's about balance and juggling of priorities and adaptation. So you do need to be flexible in the face of change. That's what this reading is about. It's telling you that you need to be flexible in the face of change. You need to prioritize essential tasks and projects, and you need to manage multiple responsibilities effectively. And the key word there would be effectively. So, we're looking at a very powerful message here that's related to about balancing harmony and growth, and it is signaling like a time of great potential and success. But you do need to remain adaptable and flexible for that to happen. You've got the sun illuminating the path forward. It's providing clarity, it's providing focus, it's providing purpose. And if you are struggling with balancing multiple priorities or trying to find harmony in your personal or professional life, then, success will be possible if you can remain open to change and to prioritize, again, we come back to that word, effectively, whilst remaining rooted in your core values. I mean, that's also very important. And then if you bring in the 10 of Cups here, it's a reminder that true love, true happiness, it comes from the connections that we make with other people. So, we're looking at the emphasis on the importance of positivity and growth and love in your life. And, it's encouraging you to focus on the beauty and the joy of your life. So let go of any worries or fears that may be holding you back, because they're really not necessary right now. This is a reminder to cultivate gratitude and appreciation, and to cherish the loving relationships that, that are providing you with emotional support and fulfillment. So, we're also looking at a new chapter, the start of a new chapter in your life, new year, but in sort of like globally for everybody, it's a new year, but individually, it may be that you're starting a new chapter in your life, and, this is a new phase, maybe of personal growth, maybe, and you feel confident and self-assured in pursuing your dreams and goals. So go for it, because this is a time of abundance, and it's a time of positivity and hope for the future. So really amazing. And altogether, you're looking, like the key to success and happiness, it does lie in your ability here to balance your emotional needs and your responsibilities. So it's, again, I always love the sandwich, the filling, sandwich filling in between here. You've got the sun is shining here, the sun is shining here, and, abundance and positivity and clarity and confidence. And here you've got gratitude and loving relationships, and you need to build up to that. But in between here, you've got balancing your priorities and, balancing your responsibilities and, creating something where you can maintain equilibrium. So it's about adapting and making changes wherever necessary. So be flexible and adaptable when it comes to, achieving your goals. And because it's Pentacles, we are looking at long-term goals here. Could be looking at, we're certainly looking at the type of goals that are very much rooted in providing you with security for your future. So and we're looking at family here, and so really, really, really wonderful, wonderful tarot reading for the end of the year. I keep saying for the end of the year, for the end of the year and the beginning of the next of 2025. So I think I'm going to leave it there, and I hope that it resonates with you, and please do leave me a comment below if it does. And you can subscribe to this channel to be notified for the next reading. So if you'd like to know more, you can also provide book a private reading with me. You will find my email address in the description of the videos. So lovely people, until next week, I am going to wish you a very, very happy new year. And I look forward to our first reading of 2025 next week. Lots of love.